Good morning, everyone. Ginette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and had a couple great questions come in. The first one that I want to talk about was in response to one of my other videos, and it was, how do you quickly raise your frequency in any given moment to connecting with spirit? So this one, it really depends, because it depends on what is the moment. Are you under duress in that moment? Because if that's the case, it's going to be harder to do. Are you in a very peaceful state? Then that's going to be a lot easier to do, because really tuning in depends on your ability to go inward and find that kind of flow state. So to go back to flow state, how do we find flow state? Everybody has their own way of doing it. So when I first started tuning into readings, essentially getting into flow state is when you can go inward enough that you can kind of quiet down a lot of the external noise of your mind in your daily life. So what I mean by that is when we go into meditation and we're trying to just kind of find a neutral space, we have to get rid of the noisiness of the grocery list we need to do, the activities we have, our schedules, our meetings, our laundry, all the things that keep our minds busy. We have to kind of get beyond that. And the way that I get beyond that is I go inward into my heart space. And I just keep going down and down and down into this beautiful energy of the heart space, where my guides have always said, the journey to connect into spirit is always through the heart. You go into the heart and you open up to spirit. So as we drop our thoughts down into that, for some of you, you may consider taking all of your mind thoughts and dropping them down like an elevator down your neck and opening up into your heart space. And from there, you kind of let them go, let those things go. If you notice a grocery list coming in, you say, thank you, I'll deal with that later. You put it to the side, you open up your heart space. Now, in that heart space is then when spirit can start to come in, or we can see them more clearly, and so on and so forth. Going into that heart space actually allows us to up our vibration rate. How do we speed that up in any given moment? Well, it takes practice. So for some people, you might be able to do it pretty quickly. For others, it takes a little while. When I first started doing readings, like I was saying, I would tune in for an hour in order to get down to that spot. Now, remember that I was really nervous when I was first starting to do readings. It took me an hour to get rid of my nerves in the first place to even get there. So if you're just doing a general tune-in, you may be starting off where it only takes you about half an hour. But here's the thing. It can be way faster. Now I can tune in about 2 minutes or so, depending, it really depends on what's going on. So the more you do it, the faster it can get. I remember mine would be an hour, and then I noticed, it takes me only 45 minutes. And then I was like, it takes me about half an hour. You know what? I'm about ready in 20 minutes. Now it's 15 minutes. Now it's 10 minutes. And then, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, depending on what's going on again. So the more you practice, the more it's going to get better. So that's what I want to say first is, in any given moment, if you want to tune into spirit, set the intention that you do. Even visualize going into your heart space, expanding it open, and spirit, what do you have to share? Notice what you get. Notice what you notice. Your intention is essentially the key. When you put out to the universe that you want to connect in with them, your intention is the key. You could even say you are in a busy place, or it's a hospital or something, and you need to tune in. You can say, Spirit, I've got 5 minutes here. I need your help. I'm wondering if you can give me any answers on A, B, and C. I'm going to tune in right now. And you go in and you feel into what's there. That may be a way that you can get that information. Again, the more that you do it, the more you'll recognize the information, because here's the second part of this. Spirit communication is often based on subtleties, subtle differences in what you see, subtle differences in what you feel in your body, a touch, a little gust of wind, a sensation, a twitching feeling, a warmth or a cool energy. Maybe visually you see a blur of energy, or a pinprick of light appears, or a little orb out of the corner, or you think you have a shadow figure in the corner of your eye. It all starts with subtleties. So it's about recognizing those subtleties. When our mind is too busy, we can't recognize them. So that's why the more you practice, the more you get to know what is actually a spirit communication subtle change, or just something that's in your environment. You start to be able to pick it out. then you start to be able to connect it with a frequency and a feeling. So it's kind of all of those things. So again, what I would say is just practice. If you want to do a quick tune-in, practice. One of the quick ways to help you up your vibe in that, getting into that neutral space, but also thinking of something really happy as you journey into that neutral space will put your vibes up higher. So if you're like, Spirit, I'm going to tune in, I'm going to go into my heart space, and on the way there, I'm going to remember what it felt like to swim with dolphins in Mexico, because I was so happy, and I'm going to think about those dolphins and the feeling, have that really warm energy in my heart, and my vibe is going up as I'm going inward, which allows me to open to so much more. So I hope that helps explain something that can be complex, but can also be very simple. But most importantly, it is individualized to you. So notice what you notice, set your intent, and practice. So I'll leave that with you guys for now. Keep the questions coming as well. Check out avalonspirit.com for more insights, ideas, and pathways for you to discover your soul journey. Talk to you soon.